I want to start here, actually. And maybe this is appropriate coming off the heels of that Mandalorian conversation. Let's talk about the Cannes Film Festival.
Okay.
That recently wrapped up over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that FJORD won the Palme d'Or. And just like the Mandalorian, people lost their goddamn minds over this. It was unbelievable. It became unhinged immediately.
No.
And
never on social media. I don't believe it.
What world are we living in, Megan, that we can't even have a logical discourse about arguably the most prestigious film festival that we get each year? Mm-hmm. We have to turn it into this?
Yes.
Why?
Always.
Why are we doing this? Especially because, how many people have seen FJORD? 1,000, maybe?
Yeah, not that many.
Not many.
Considered, yeah.
How on earth has it turned into this discourse when most of us haven't even seen the movie? It could be Citizen Kane for all we know.
Right.
It might not. It probably isn't.
Terrible.
It
we
could
don't
be
know.
terrible. I don't. But that's the point. We don't know. So I don't understand why why the conversation persists to what it is. But at any rate, FJORD won. Do you have any thoughts on that or the Cannes Film Festival from this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to have thoughts about a film I haven't seen. Mm-hmm. And I know what the premise is of FJORD. And if Sebastian Stan and Renata Rancevay are in it, I'm intrigued. And considering the films that Christian Mungiu has done before, I would find it hard to believe that this, because I've seen this criticism of the film, that it's a it's a sneakily pro-conservative, anti-left screed. And maybe it is. I don't know. That seems hard to believe based on some of his other films. But it could be. But I am excited just based on the caliber of those two actors. And I'd like to judge for myself, so I am curious about it. I am opening it up wider. I am utterly thrilled, though, at the queer Palme d'Or winner with
that was exciting.
Jane Schoenbrun's Teenage Death That Camped My Asthma. Yep. Teenage Sex and Death That Camped My Asthma. I don't know why I can never get that name right. But so I'm very excited about that. I know, right? So, and there are other films that I'm really excited about. And so I feel like this is a time to be excited. Having said that, though, I mean, I haven't seen all of the conversation and discourse that you have. If people are critical of FJORD winning because, it's another white man winning, that's a fair criticism. Sure. But I haven't seen that be the problem with FJORD winning. So I'm just excited to see the films when they get distributed and I can finally snatch them up and see them. I'm always excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why I'm mostly curious to hear from those that have seen the film. Mm-hmm. And the responses to the film, I'd say, were mostly positive, perhaps mixed positive. But there was a pretty fascinating response to the film. And that's not necessarily what I am alluding to. I had heard that as well, that at least from some critics that I do respect and admire, that it was surprisingly anti-left and perhaps trying to have this both sides conversation. I don't know what that means, though. I don't know the context of the film and what it's trying to do outside of a basic synopsis that anyone can read on IMDb.
Right.
But that's all that I know about the film and the great cast that you alluded to there. And this is a film that's been on my radar long before we got to this point in the year, this was one of my most anticipated films of the year, going back to our January conversation when we were doing that top 10, when Brendan was still on the show, because it stars Sebastian Stan and Renata Reinsiv. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's an incredible duo.
Yeah.
It's Sebastian Stan doing something we haven't really seen him do before. And he's working with a filmmaker that a lot of people do appreciate and respect to some degree or another. RMN, I thought, was really, really great a few years ago. Do love that one a lot. 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days gets a ton of love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that won the Palme d'Or, of course, in 2007. And so a lot of people got all up in arms because you have a filmmaker that has won twice. And this happens every time. It feels like a filmmaker that wins that award more than once, it puts a target on him, and all of a sudden, arrows slinging left and right over a movie that the majority of us have not seen. And it's not like it's the director that's won twice in the last 5 years or in the last few years. The last time he won was over 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's not the same thing. That's not oversaturating the market. So I don't, like, what are we doing? Like, he's only made a handful of films even between 2007 and now. Only 5 movies, I believe, looking at his list here. And the last one was 3 years ago. And before RMN, the previous film was Graduation in 2016, where admittedly he did win Best Director at Cannes that year. But yeah, I don't understand the Discourse at all. It drives me nuts. Absolutely drives me crazy. Clearly, it's going to be one of those shows.
I know, right? I will say, I'm so glad that you said that, because I had heard that too, but I had forgotten that was the issue. Because to me, I don't want to say that's such a non-issue, but that's kind of a non-issue, like that he won like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then he's winning again. I will say something that I think is great that I did see is that in an interview, I saw a clip of this. Sebastian Stan was asked about being in FJORD, and then also about, because, obviously portraying Donald Trump in the movie, which now the name of is eluding me. But he was asked his opinion about, the state of politics in the U.S. And it was such a great reaction, because the entire room, started laughing, and because he like just hung his head, in frustration and desperation. And then he's like, it's not a laughing matter. It's actually really horrific. And he just had such a great response to it. And I'm like, yes, this is what I want. I want people talking about art and politics. Like, this is so vital, so important. So I love that. So I guess I was kind of conflating, thinking like, oh, it must have been that was the Discourse. No, apparently not.
No.
Apparently people losing their minds over somebody winning twice when it was over 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that played a part of it. I admittedly didn't see that as much. I saw a lot of people just losing their minds over the fact that it's potentially this movie that's more right-leaning than left-leaning, or at least kind of playing that both sides argument. And given the state of the world, I can understand why that idea, broadly speaking, could rub people the wrong way. But we don't know what that means in context of this film.
Right.
We don't know what the movie is saying about that at all. We don't know.
No. Maybe it's condemning both sidesisms,
It could. Know. Exactly. The only thing we can do is perhaps trust or take value from the opinions of critics that we admire that did see it. And we can maybe glean something from that. But that doesn't necessarily reflect how you're going to feel about the movie.
Right.
Or how most critics, once it's available to everybody, what the majority consensus will be. All we have is like a limited perspective of the 1,000 people that have seen the movie. A very small sample size. So it's wild.